and welcome to episode 20 of the Roma Revolution. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode we have our final two Serie A matches of the season against Napoli and Sassuolo, and that will be followed by a little season review just to see how we feel we've got on and maybe looking ahead to next season and see where we need to strengthen and maybe where a couple of players may well be let go. But first, before any of that, just a little thank you from me. We have over the weekend reached 60 subscribers on the channel, which is amazing. So thank you very much to each and every one of you for your continued support on the channel. The next target, 100 by August. Can we do it? Let's smash it. Obviously, if you are new or not yet subscribed and you are watching this, then please do hit that subscribe button down below. But just as I say, a massive thank you to you all. So let's get on with some Football Manager. First, let's just have a quick look at how the two games have gone since that Fiorentina victory. Crotone away 2-2, 2-0 up at half-time and chucked it all away in the second half. A poor second half performance after a really strong first half showing. But we followed that up with a good 3-0 victory over Parma, and hopefully we can carry that form into the game against Napoli today. A game that if we win, we secure second in the league. If Napoli win, then obviously they go to within 3 points of us. The goal difference is in our favour, but can we secure that second spot today? We've already qualified for the Champions League. We're not going to catch runaway leaders Juventus. They've already crowned champions, and that little run of form that we had around the end of February into the early part of April is our downfall in the league, but a second place finish would be good nonetheless. And the team we're looking to beat Napoli in the sole derby is this. It's Falanese in goal, a back four of Florenzi, Todibo, Settin and Pieri. Tonali, Cristante and Pellegrini as always in midfield. Kulusevski and Melejo on the wings, in behind. Greenwood on his own up front, who actually, when you look back at that form, his dip did coincide with the dip in the team's form as well. Obviously, the early parts of the season, Greenwood was absolutely phenomenal, banging in goals left, right and centre, but he just hasn't been able to do it all season. And maybe that is where the difference between us winning that league and finishing second is going to lie, if we can get a striker who can bang goals in for us all year round. But obviously, we do need the money to be able to do that. Let's go out and put on a worthy display for the media. As always, we've got faith in the boys, and let's get into it. Obviously, a historical derby, this one, not through its distance, but through the two teams being some of the oldest in Italian football. The sole derby, it's called. We've obviously already seen a fantastic comeback against Napoli on the series this season. Can we do another? Or can we just go and beat them straight out? But 20 minutes in, and it is the first highlight. Fabian back to Gulam on the left-hand side. Koulibaly in the centre to Alan, who finds a really nice ball out to Politano, who cuts inside. No one stopping him. A great block there by Mert Settin. But they do look to build again through Koulibaly and Alan at the back. Gulam. Koulibaly, we've pushed them back well. Are they going to have to go all the way back to the keeper? No, they've worked some good space, and it's Insigne on the left. Florenzi doing well to hold him up. Politano takes on his man again, and Matteo Politano puts Napoli in the lead. It's 1-0. He was cutting inside unmarked earlier on. Pieri's having a nightmare on the left for us. Florenzi does well to hold up Insigne, but Politano easily past Pieri and then slots it into the bottom corner past Falanese. And it is Napoli 1, Roma 0. But we have got a corner and it's poor. It doesn't beat Koulibaly at the front post. And Fabian now with a chance to break for Napoli. He's on this left-hand side. He's beaten his man. I think it was Tonali. He's beaten and he can only shoot straight at Falanese, but we're going to demand some more. We've not been good enough for the first 20 or so minutes, and they've got a throw deep in their half. Can we steal it off them? Gulam, Koulibaly at the back, all the way back to Mellet in the goal. Or Greenwood close to closing him down there, but Castagna puts a poor ball away, and Pieri manages to tidy up. Settin, he's got to get rid of it here. He's gone for a big route one hoof, but Greenwood can't quite catch on the end of it. Tonali, Kulusevski, Florenzi on the right. Can he put a ball across and find a teammate? Kulusevski. Tonali on the edge. Pellegrini. Kulusevski cutting inside. He's hit the post. A really good effort from Kulusevski, similar to that we saw at the other end from Politano. The only difference here is that Kulusevski fired into the post where Politano shot in. And as I was talking, Mohamed Dalamai puts Napoli 2-0 up. A bit of a ping-pong between Politano and I think it may have even been Gulam on the edge. Was it? It was Alan, actually. Alan shoots, Fanales saves, Politano pulls back. None of our defenders are there really to clean up. And Dalamai puts Napoli 2-0 up. And it's been a really poor first half of football. No one really having that good game. And it could get worse. Here it has. Dalamai heads home. It's 3-0 Napoli at half-time. And this has been a shocking performance from the boys. Luckily, it may not have too much of a difference on the league table, but if it gets any worse, it might have a knock of confidence. Falanes saves well, and we're going from the back, it would seem. Setting to Malejo. Can we get one back just before half-time? Cristante, loads of room on the right for Florenzi, and we have managed to find him. Florenzi on the right, cuts it back to Pellegrini, surging forward. Lorenzo Pellegrini fires wide. It's not been great. They've had more of the chances. We've had a little bit more of the ball. But looking through, no one's really having a good game. We're going to get aggressive at half-time. It's been terrible. We need to pick things up. Pieri not having a good game. Todibo, none in the midfield. Pellegrini, Cristante, Malejo, Greenwood. It's all been pretty poor indeed. We're going to just have a tactical change. We're going to go attacking for this second half. Pieri can also change up to an attacking wing back in there as well. Let's see if anything can make the difference. And a highlight straight away. Koulibaly to Manolos to Alan to Politano, who's having a great time of it on this right hand side for Napoli. Alan, Fabian Zielinski with loads of time, always in the centre. Dalamai, who's obviously been the main scorer so far, but we've got a chance to break. Kulusevski sends Malejo on his way. He's got Greenwood inside him. He tries to go alone, and he's still got the ball. However, great ball into Greenwood, and we've got one back. Straight after half-time, Malejo had a shot. It fell straight back to him. He went onto the left-hand side. He cuts past his man, puts a lovely ball in, and Mason Greenwood, for his 20th goal of the season in all competitions, is there a way back into this for Roma. Florenzi's picked up a slight knock. It looks like he might be okay, though. I wouldn't want to take him off. He's having an okay game, it would seem. Pieri, Greenwood. Pieri again to Malejo, who's got no one with him, but it's found Greenwood, who has got acres. It's Kulusevski. Fallen to Malejo, has it? No, it hasn't. It's a break for Napoli. Daramai on his way. Todibo cleans up really well. Florenzi, Tonali. Can he find the killer pass? He goes back to Falanes instead. Todibo. Tonali, Florenzi, is this going to culminate in a chance for Roma? Kulusevski, ball into Greenwood, can he make it 3-2? He can't. Koulibaly with a fantastic tackle on Mason Greenwood to keep it at 3-1, but Pellegrini with the ball in, it's almost fallen to Kulusevski, and Todibo tidies on the edge of the area. It was almost but not quite, and as we approach the half an hour to go mark, we're going to make a couple of changes. Pellegrini's had a disastrous game, so he's going to come off. Vetu can come on, and Cristante can therefore go into the Mazzala role. Cucurella can also come on for Pieri, who's not having a great game either. We're going to go very attacking. It's do or die really now. We are, of course, 3-1 down. We're going to ask for a bit of creativity, and can we find a route back into this game? Obviously, just a couple of goals needed. We've done it before against Napoli. Can we do it again? And it's a highlight. Gulam, Fabian, can we steal it off them and surge up the field? It doesn't seem like we're going to be able to at the moment. Politano, we have as Tonali finds Kulusevski on this right-hand side, who's got Greenwood making a great run in front of him, but we've gone to Cucurella on the left instead, who's surging towards the area. Cucurella has an effort, but it's gone well wide. Kulusevski did well surging forward. And the last change we're going to make, Florenzi starting to struggle for a bit of fitness. Spinazzola can come on for him. Tonali's going to go more into the midfield as a supporting role. Malejo can go up front alongside Greenwood. And I think Kulusevski might even be able to as well. He can. So let's go for more of a 4-3-3 if the game lets me. There we go. We'll have a complete forward, an advanced forward, and a deep lying forward, all three of which are going to be on attack. And we will go for it a little bit in these last 15 minutes. Can we grab an all-important 2 goals? Here's a chance. Spinazzola, Tonali on the right-hand side. He picks a ball to Cucurella, who we've already seen had a effort, but it's nabbed off of him. And Politano's got a chance to run clear. Politano goes past Settin, goes past Debo, but can't beat Faranez, who makes a crucial save in the goal. And with 8 minutes to go, it is looking more and more likely that we're going to suffer defeat today. But Politano with the ball in. Zielinski's hit the bar. They're unlucky there, Napoli. And a great clear up from Malejo. 5 minutes left now. We've not had the better of the game, really. We've been quite poor. And is this going to be a 4 for Napoli? It's not. Leperto heads just over the bar. It's all Napoli now. And considering we're very attacking, it's poor to see. And time ticks by, and it's now into the 5th minute of added time. And there we are. Napoli 3, Roma 1. A poor result indeed. We weren't good enough today. And hopefully we're not that poor in our last game of the season against Sassuolo, which I will see you for in a second, with second place still on the line. Here we go then. The finale of the Serie A season. It's been a good season all round. Can we just secure second place? Goal difference is looking like it's in our favour. So without any major mishaps, we should finish second. And the team we're looking to do it with, we've given a couple of the old boys a bit of a run out. Alexander Kolarov at left back. He is retiring at the end of the season, so we thought we'd give him a farewell game today. He plays at the back with Settin, Mancini and Florenzi. Gonalons for 2 and Lacardi in the midfield, just to see how they perform together as a bit of a backup option. Kulusevski on the left, Zaniolo on the right, and another old boy, Edin Dzeko, who has still got a year left on his contract, but I'm likely looking to get rid of him this summer. Also gets a start as a little bit of a Stadio Olimpico farewell. Todibo was on the bench and is injured, so what we'll do, I will get Kik Peely in for him as the sub, and we can therefore go to the match and say goodbye to 2 Roma legends, really. Kolarov, obviously last year, and Dzeko were both absolutely excellent for us. Obviously this year we've had a couple of younger boys, Cucurella and Greenwood, come in to replace them, so they haven't featured as much at all, but obviously they've been at Roma for a little while now. Both of them been in football for ages, so it's deserving that they get a little bit of a send-off that they deserve. Let's go out and put a worthy display. Send the assistant to the tunnel, and here we go. The final day of the season. Can we pick up an all-important win? Interplay Napoli. So, as I say, there is a massive goal difference between the two of us at the moment. So second should be ours, but it would be nice to secure it with a win. So let's see if we can. And 20 minutes in, we've dominated possession, it would seem, but we haven't seen much of the game at all until now. It's Kolarov on the left to Dzeko, the 2 old boys linking up. What can we see here? Dzeko surging forward, back to Gonalons, back to Dzeko, to Kulusevski, to Kolarov in the area. Can he put a ball across? It's to Zaniolo. He's not quite got there, but it's Florenzi at the back post. Into Edin Dzeko! He makes it 10 for the season. He's featured enough to get those. Kolarov surged forward. It wasn't enough. But Florenzi picks out Dzeko, who heads it home in potentially his last game at the Stadio Olimpico. What a player he's been. What a goal he scored. All the big goals we've seen this season have mainly come from Edin Dzeko. His 10th in all competitions. He's been a stalwart for years. And what a man to get the goal. But they're coming back at us. Boga, great block there. I think it was by Florenzi at right back. But they're coming again. Can they get a chance? Rogelio. Mady, Defel. Kolarov looks to tackle and he does well. It's only gone out for a goal kick into the side netting. And Florenzi again has picked up another knock. We'll see if we can get him through to half time. And we'll give Ethan Laird a run out in his last game before he goes back to Manchester United after his loan spell here. It's not been the most entertaining first half, but we do go in 1-0 up thanks to that Edin Dzeko goal. We'll get a little bit assertive. We weren't too pleased with that at all. We want it to be more in the second half. And Ethan Laird, he's not played much. We've had a really good showing from Florenzi at right back this year. But Ethan Laird comes in for his last Roma appearance. A player, obviously, who we've got in on loan, but I won't be looking to bring him back again next year. So let's see if he can give us a send-off as well. And De Frel at the back post, an old Roma player, Gregor De Frel, from a Jeremy Boga assist, has scored to make it Sassuolo 1, Roma 1. No one picking him up at the back post. Kolarov maybe a bit lapsed there. And it is now 1-1, and we're definitely going to demand a little bit more because it's a game that we would and should be winning. But it is them again. Marlon with the long ball forward. But Picard, but it only falls as far as Mady. And back to De Frel, who's causing us all sorts of problems, especially against Kolarov. And he scored again against his old side. Kolarov not having the best of times on this left-hand side against De Frel. Maybe a player that they've targeted. Kolarov is on. Well, he's playing him on side. He's not quick enough to keep up. Falanese are lucky. And it is now 2-1 Sassuolo, and this really is not good enough, and Kolarov has maybe been the man who we've not relied upon there at all on the left, and this is maybe showing why this year. But Kulusevski picks up, slightly out of position today, but he surges into the area and scores. What a goal from Dejan Kulusevski! He picks it up on the edge of the area. He's got 2 or 3 to beat in front of him, and he just keeps on going and puts the ball in the top corner. Kulusevski here picks it up, beats his men, slots home, too hard for Consigli, and it is now Roma 2, Sassuolo 2. And a man who was having a slightly poor game out of position on this left-hand side has redeemed himself with a great goal. And now, can we pick up another one for the win? We've got a chance, it would seem. Kolarov, the 2. Can we see a last Kolarov assist of his Roma career? Set in. Mancini, Dzeko on the left, into Kulusevski, who surges into the area again. He finds Zaniolo, does it at the back post? He does. Who finds Kulusevski? Who finds Dzeko, and Kulusevski again! It's Roma 3, Sassuolo 2. Edin Dzeko this time with the assist. Kulusevski causing all sorts of problems on the left-hand side. He's just in the right place at the right time, but he slots home nicely. The man on loan from the title winners Juventus. And with 70 minutes gone, it is now Roma 3, Sassuolo 2. Can we keep hold of it this time? It's that man De Frel again to Boga. De Frel again. It's a hat-trick for Gregor De Frel. Kolarov is unfortunately going to have to come off. He's not been good enough on this left-hand side. He'll come off for Cucurella. Another goal for Gregor De Frel. Another mistake from Alexander Kolarov. And that is the end of a fine and distinguished footballing career. We're going to bring Pellegrini on as well, just for the last 20 minutes or so. It's been a great game of football for the last day of the season, boys and girls. And Alexander Kolarov is now making an exit. De Frel looks for Boga. Kolarov's not quick enough to see his man back in, and De Frel is free on the left-hand side and slots home. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that for Kolarov. But here we go. Can we form something straight away? A slightly youthful team out there, bar Dzeko now, really. Laird. He's tackled awfully by Boga. Or is it? It's the other way round, I think. Laird went in on Boga late, I think, and it could well be a red card to Ethan Laird, is it? It is Ethan Laird. Again, the loanee from Man United. He's been sent off late on in the game. Gonnaland is going to come back in and play at centre-back. Cucurella. He can go up instead of Kulusevski. Kulusevski can slot in to the middle. He'll switch with Zaniolo. We'll go for a bit of a 3-2-3-1 just to finish off the game. A disappointing end to his Roma days for Ethan Laird there, but are we still able to pick something up? I imagine now we might be struggling. Mady falls straight to setting with a great block, and Riccardi is surging clear. Can he get there? He can't. Mady does well to get back. Cilic back to Consigli, who looks for Boga, but Kulusevski's in well, and Riccardi picks it up again. Can he do a bit better this time? He can't. He loses out to Rogerio, and Boga has acres of space on the left-hand side to run into. Babacar to make it 4. Falanez with a great save, and it stays at Roma 3, Sassuolo 3 in a last game of the season thriller. Kulusevski with a chance to send Dzeko on his way. He kicks it out instead. And with 10 minutes to go, is there going to be a late twist in the game? We'll ask for a bit of creativity, see if we can just formulate that final chance. But as things stand, we will finish second. We've not quite had the season we would have wanted towards the latter half. Ajapong with the throw, Juric with the ball in, Mancini heads clear and Kulusevski gives it to Dzeko. Is there one last hurrah? Cucurella, Zaniolo, is this going to be the chance? It's poor, it's horrendous really. It sums up Nicola Zaniolo's season. He scored! Oh, just as I was about to slate him, Zaniolo has just put the winning goal in the back of the net, and I think it's a bit of a comedy of errors. Zaniolo with a really poor shot. Consigli goes to clear and it's hit Zaniolo square in the face and gone into the back of the net. And would you believe it? It's Roma 4, Sassuolo 3. Fernandez comes and gathered. Is that the last action of the game? I think it might well be. Mancini, Gonalons, Fernandez, Pellegrini, Kulusevski. We're going to have another chance here. Could we make it 5? Zaniolo, Kulusevski gives it back to Zaniolo, who's put Cucurella in to make it 5. He has! What a finish to the season for Roma. Nicolo Zaniolo back into the centre of the midfield 3. Kulusevski finds him in his attacking midfield role. He slots in Cucurella, who slots home into the bottom corner. And 2 goals in injury time have seen a convincing 5-3 victory for Roma. Down to 10 men with about 15 minutes to go. And we've secured a really good victory in what has been an up and down season, I think it would be best to say. As I said at the start, we'll do a little bit of a season review now. Have a look at who we're going to want to keep around, who we're going to be letting go of and saying goodbye to. Let's do that first, therefore. Let's have a look through. Fernandez is always going to be staying. Let's go for ability. Cucurella, great servant this year. Obviously on loan from Barcelona. Been a really good left back for us. Depends on the money that we get. He's only young at 22. If we can afford to buy him, then he might well be the left back option to take us forward. Now Kolarov is retired. Tonali, he will not be going anywhere. He is wanted by Tottenham, but I will do all I can to keep hold of him. Kulusevski, he'll send his own way back to Juventus. Again, he's probably going to be a little bit too much for us to sign. He's been good, but he's been a bit of a bit part player with the formations that we've been looking at, so he'll probably go. Zaniolo could be a player I look to cash in on. He's not quite been good enough this year. 6.87, only 4 goals, 2 assists in his 21 appearances. I think if we can get good money for him from Chelsea, then he might well be someone we see leave the club. Of others, Pellegrini will definitely stay. Mancini also. Lorenzo Pellegrini, if he does go, the only reason he does is because someone will meet that minimum fee release clause of 120 million. And if they do, I don't really mind, because that's a lot of money that we can play with to build a squad around. But looking then, have we got the end of the season awards? I don't think we have, but probably the player of the season for me has got to be Alessandro Florenzi. 15 assists from the right-hand side. 4 goals as well. He's been superb. He's getting on a bit now, but if we can squeeze one more year out of him, then he will be good for us next year as well. Tonali's been great. Obviously not quite in the supporting role that will get him loads of assists and goals, but clearing up in behind the defence, he's been brilliant. Pellegrini, 13 goals, 8 assists. Another good season for him. And Cristante as well. At the start of the season, I was looking maybe at Diawara being in that main midfield 3, but Cristante has made that 3rd spot alongside Pellegrini and Tonali his own. A great season for him. As you can see, they've all played the majority of the games, and that is the reason why we've probably been so good this year. Summary, this run of form here is probably the reason that we didn't win Serie A this year, but we got to the first knockout round of the Champions League, we got to the final of the Italian Cup, and we were 2nd in Serie A, 2 places better than last year. So I think we've got to say it's a good season all in all. I'll see you again next time for the beginning of next season. Hopefully there'll be some transfers in and out to report to you. And can we go on and challenge for our first Serie A title since 2001? I hope we can. But if you have liked today's video, please leave a big thumbs up down below for me. Subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager content. And thank you all for coming along and watching and continuing to support the channel.